Oh, we live?
We live.
Yeah,
We live. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Cullen's Corner, or as I used to say, hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Cullen's Corner, Hot Topics. I'm Paulette.
I'm Cullen.
and I'm DeCarlo.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? We got a lot to talk about today. But welcome, first of all, to Cullen's Corner, KCCR Radio, the Brownstone Center. And we have a lot of topics that we are going to be covering today. So we're going to give folks about 2 minutes or so to get into the chat and hang out with us. So in between that time, what's going on, y'all? Or as I used to say, hello.
What was that?
Who
That
was
was me. That was me throwing up. Hey, don't mind me. You know, new technology, new phone.
Oh, you got a new phone. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, I done upgraded. I went from an iPhone 6 to finally an iPhone 11. So I'm good.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
You big time. You
Yeah,
got the iPhone 11.
As they say, I done made it.
You what?
You
I
done
done
came
made
up,
it.
Oh, you made it.
huh?
Okay, well, I tell you what, I'm gonna make it right over here with this iPhone 6S Plus.
Hey, it still worked, don't it?
Okay, it still works. I wish, man. I mean, but you know what? I don't know how I feel about all those little. How many cameras is on that daggone thing?
This one only has 2. So
Oh.
and the I think the highest level of them has 3.
Okay. All right. Well, once again, welcome to Cullen's Corner Hot Topics. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. Go ahead and like, comment, and share this particular broadcast to your folks. Create a watch party, if you will, because we are going in tonight. We got some topics that we've been discussing in the Corner family group that we thought deserved some conversation. So here's what we want you all to do. Outside of liking, commenting, and sharing this particular broadcast, we want you guys to be a part of the conversation. So 2 things you can do. 1, you can share your comments. Tell us what you think along with the conversation. We'll post that to the screen. And then secondly, if you want to come on, you want to be a part of the conversation, by all means, go ahead and do that. You are welcome to do that, and we'll bring you on the screen. Just, you know, make sure the eye boogers and stuff is out your eyes. You know, you're good to go. So it is officially 9:03. I think we should give people about 2 more minutes to get in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So normally we would say, what are you drinking tonight? I'm not drinking anything. Normally I have some tea. Cullen, what you sipping on? Oh.
I'm sipping on some Crown Apple and ginger ale.
That's
Wait
why
a minute.
he's my boy. That is why he is my boy.
What is is that a thing?
It is.
Yes,
Actually.
it is, and it's refreshing.
Okay, it's refreshing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a refreshing drink. Okay. All right then. That's what's up. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and let's see, we got 1 more minute. So we know what we're drinking. Carlo, what you drinking?
Nothing but water.
Oh.
I gotta, unlike Cullen, I have to work tomorrow.
Cullen, are you working tomorrow?
Of course I am.
Working. Are you? Are we still quarantine working, or are we?
Oh, no, I'm working.
Oh, you back? Oh, okay. Well, never mind. No, water tonight.
Eric Lamar says he's sipping on tea himself. Okay, for the tea in the house. That's what I'm talking about. I was gonna bring some to the table. I thought, nah, not tonight. Even though I need something, it's been a long day for me.
Oh, yeah.
So, long story.
I have something for y'all.
Well, you go ahead and you sip on, my brother. Sip on. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Once again, this is Cullen's Corner, the Brownstone. We are talking about hot topics that have hit your timelines, that are in the news. Boy, we got some gangbangers that I just learned about while we were preparing for this. And my mouth is still on the floor because I'm still speechless. And I guess when this is over, so first of all, let's do a quick disclaimer, folks. And I think maybe we need to do this. I am not trying to sway anybody in this presidential election. You make a decision on what you gonna do and what you ain't gonna do. But what we will provide are the facts. And next time we'll discuss the other candidate and anything that we may find. And I think that that's only fair.
Well, also that the good thing about it is that I don't profess to, I don't care what people think about my choice, but my thing, and I don't care if you are voting against my choice, but I want you to tell us why. Just like I'm gonna tell you why. I want you to tell us why are you voting for who you voting for after everything is going on and you're still voting for them, especially if you're a minority and voting for them. That's what I want.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that commercial I heard on the air this morning when I was on my way to work, and I thought, wait a minute, who is this? And I listened to urban radio on the way to work, but it just kind of blew me out the water. But anyway, all right. First topic on the menu tonight for Cullen's Corner Hot Topics. I don't even want to show this one, but we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna show this one. We need to talk about it because to Cullen's T-shirt tonight. We still need to talk about this. But you know what else? I'm gonna also put this out there. Winnie Phillips posted something on her page yesterday that kind of hit home for me as a parent. But I need to show this. And this is the first thing that we're going to talk about, and that's Daniel Prude.
Yes.
The incident that occurred in Rochester, New York, death by asphyxiation. I understand that he was actually, you know what? I'm going to do one better. Can I go ahead and just on March 23rd, y'all, 2020, Daniel Prude was fatally injured after being physically restrained by Rochester, New York police officers. Prude had been suffering from a mental health episode after ingesting PCP and was running naked in the city streets. The officers put a spit hood over his head after he began spitting. They held him face down on the pavement for 2 minutes and 15 seconds, and he stopped breathing. Prude received CPR on the scene and later died of complications from asphyxia after being taken off of life support. The autopsy report ruled Prude's death a homicide and also included the contributing factors to his death as excited delirium and acute intoxication by PCP. The killing first received attention in September of this year, which is this month, when the police body cam video and written reports were released along with the autopsy report. Following the report's release, protesters have started demonstrating, I believe that they're on day 6, outside of the Rochester Police headquarters. And there's been some updates on that too, y'all, in terms of what's happening. I know that they have fired some of the police officers that have been involved in that. And so I always like to read the information and the facts that are currently available to us. So I'm not coming from a biased position, even though y'all already know I kind of am, right? But let's talk about that, because here's a question that I have. The question that I have is not 2 weeks ago, we were saying someone else's name. And before that, about a month ago, we were saying someone else's name. And we have not stopped saying Breonna Taylor's name and Ahmaud Arbery.
Arrest the cops, by the way.
And yes, and arrest the cops, by the way. Let's talk about that, right? And so here we are with another individual who has been killed haphazardly, not haphazardly, but maliciously by the police. Now, I'm concerned on several different levels because there's a young man also, I believe it was in Colorado, who was an introvert and told them he was so, and ended up losing his life last year about this time. And we'll find out what that young man's name is, and I'll pull that up and post it. But this seems to be a recurring theme with our police force. So let's put this into perspective. The one thing that I wanted to ask, first of all, was, does it seem to y'all like they shoot first and don't even ask questions at all? What's really going on? What do you think? I'm confused, folks.
It's very discouraging when every other day you get an article, you see a video of, and I'm gonna preface this by saying I have police officers in my family. You know, I respect police officers, but we're living in two different realities. And a lot of people don't understand being a black man or a woman in America is totally different than any, or even a minority in America. Then it's totally different than if they would be stopping a white person and doing the same in the same sense.
Yeah.
This man, this time he had a mental issue, and I don't think our police are capable of understanding how to deal with something in that capacity. And the first thing they think about is, let's put him down.
Yeah.
Right. Let's shoot first, talk later. You know, and because in their minds, black men equals, you know, a threat, regardless of what the situation is.
Yeah.
Regardless. And it's really discouraging because every week we get the same thing. Yeah. And then people don't understand why every week we seem angrier and angrier, because this has been happening for years. It's just being televised now. And it's like they don't even care if it's televised anymore.
No, they don't.
And they're saying they're saying, well, he shouldn't have taken drugs, or he should have this. The man was butt naked. He was complying. They still had him in handcuffs. Case closed. Take him to jail. Take him to a doctor to figure out what's going on. You know what I mean? But in this instance, they treated him like a dog with no respect. No. I even had someone, when I posted the article, someone was arguing with Rodney, saying, and Rodney was going off on him, saying that he deserved it, pretty much. Because if he would have complied, he deserved what he got. And to me, it's just that thought process of people thinking you deserve less because you gave less. You deserve to be shot because you ran naked in the street, or you were sleeping in your bed, or you're walking down the street from a grocery store. You know, it's, to me, it's just, I'm sorry, Carla, you can go ahead and give your thought, but
go ahead, because
it frustrates me to no end, because every day, y'all know, I send these videos to you guys all the time, because I get the videos.
Yeah.
People send me these videos. Like every morning, I open my email, instead of all the DMs, I'm getting these videos. I'm getting these videos on Instagram. Look at this. Check this out. Mm-hmm. And some days I can't open it yet because I can't start my day like that, because the rest of the day I'm like not focused, because I'm thinking again. I think about my son who's in Wisconsin, coming of age. He's 6'4". He a kid, but he ain't gonna be a kid to them.
Correct.
Nope.
And I wish people just thought about these when these things happen in the same sense as, but they're still human. They still deserve, we're in a democracy, and they still deserve that respect, or that, you're innocent until proven guilty. You're not judge, jury, and executioner. And that's what these police officers are doing. And they're getting away with it.
They're getting away with it. And what's really interesting to me, go ahead, DeCarlo, because I could go. So go ahead. What are your comments? What are your thoughts?
It's only two quick things I'm going to say. Number one, I can agree with Cullen on one of the most important things he said, son. And everybody knows that I have a child with a disability. And, well, he's not a child anymore. But still, I have a son that has a disability. Communication, things like that. What if he don't know how to comply? What if he's in a situation where he doesn't understand he has to put his hands up, anything like that? That's a scary thing for me, most importantly. And we're talking about a man that, he had some type of drug in his system, but at the same time, he was complying, he was getting himself together, but they still did this to him. And the other big thing is, why now? March is a long time ago.
Right.
Why now? The cover-ups is what's killing me. And then you got to look at the fact that the police chief resigned because he was basically involved in this entire situation, which he was a black man, the scariest thing in the world. So that tells you a lot right there. There's a deeper sense into it. my biggest thing is we have to understand in cities like that, cities where y'all are at, Atlanta, Mobile, Milwaukee, things like this, we got to get back to community policing. You can't do it in Beard, Arkansas. You ain't got but one police officer, and he needs to know everybody. But you can do it in Little Rock. You can do it in Memphis. You can do it a little bit in Camden. You can do it in the larger cities of community policing because they can understand people. If you get people from the neighborhood, they know how to deal with certain situations a whole lot better. But when you get a rookie cop or somebody that's trying to make a name for themselves that's been in there for 4 or 5 years and they're trying to do something, they're going to do whatever it takes to put their name out there. So that's the biggest issue. We have to get back to that. But like I said, going back to the beginning phase, I think about my son. And, every situation I start thinking about him. I think about us as Black men, but I most definitely think about my son and other men's son, women too, that have men that's going out into this world. We don't know what to expect. So,
yeah.
So do you think the protesting, and we are protesting again, I know that they're in day 6 of the protesting, and now they're saying that it's unlawful protesting that's going on. We even had some folks that put on bags over their heads to represent the spit mask, and they were stark naked in the middle of the street in Rochester, making a stance, making a statement. So at what point do we stop protesting? Do we? That's a question. Do we? Or do we get ourselves in position where we can start making some change? And are we there? Are we there? And who's still in position? And we know that it's happening. We already know that there's some people that's in position that understand that there is this blue line, right, within our police system. And there are some people that are not going to cross it, that are going to honor that are going to protect their own. They've got some people on administrative leave, which means that they've got time to speak to their union rep and get their lie right, okay, or whatever it is. Because again, I'm trying to remain impartial here, but to get their story straight for the press and those kinds of things. And in the meantime, they're digging up all kinds of things on people so that they can seem as if they are taking down the villain, which is what happened in Jacob Blake's case. In the case with Ahmaud Arbery, they went looking for, what was he doing, walking through a house that was under construction, which he wasn't doing anything. He just walked through it and looked around. And so even in the case with Breonna Taylor, arrest the cops that murdered Breonna Taylor, by the way, with Breonna Taylor, they went after her ex and wanted him to admit that she was a part of whatever syndicate he had going on, and he absolutely refused.
Right.
Okay. So I am confused, and maybe we should have someone from the legal system who is on here, who can kind of clarify this a little bit more for us, because we've done all the marching. We done marched on Washington again. Okay, that's been a couple of weeks now. We have protested. We have sent requests. We have called our senators. Where does it stop and we begin to see the change? Because I keep hearing about all of these disturbances. And guys, it's not just Black folks that this is happening to either. Now we're starting to hear more and more that just police brutality overall against people who are disadvantaged, who have, hey, Nikema, hey, what's up, Red Right Out, what's going on, y'all? Who are being impacted because they are running into the police. And what are some of the solutions? Do we have any at this point? Because I kind of feel like I'm on a merry-go-round, to be honest with you. I don't know if I'm coming or going.
I see. I don't think there's any quick solution, because the people that are able to make those decisions, they don't care about what's going on.
Right.
Until we, again, and I know we're going to talk about this later, but until we vote these people out of office and put people in there that are going to put change in and go to put reform into the police force, or take some money and put it elsewhere, so that way in these communities they can actually help themselves, because really the police, they're not there to protect and serve everyone. At least that's not how.
And
He
even
said voting.
we lost.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you hear me?
What'd you say?
I was just saying he said it. Voting is the key. But here's the thing about voting. We got to start voting. I know we're going to get to the subject later on and what is important about our vote, but we have to start voting locally, and we have to start challenging even if a police chief or someone like that is hired in and not voted in, we need to challenge them still on issues that involve communities and things like that. So that's where the challenge has to come through. Go ahead. He said my comment without.
You're right, and we have to care. We have to care when it's not a Blake instance or a Breonna Taylor. We have to care when there's nothing going on. We still have to care. And the people, and unfortunately, are people that they have all these excuses, reason why they're not voting, but they're still complaining. I don't want to hear your complaints if you're not doing anything about it. If you're not going to use that vote that your ancestors died for to give you this opportunity to vote, you're not going to exercise it. Shame on you. And that's how I feel about it. You know?
Woo! That's another topic we can talk about this evening. Yes, we definitely want to do that. So we could continue on with this topic. What we will do is, I think, guys, we might need to go on ahead and start posting some facts and stuff like that on the Brownstone Center on Facebook, so you guys can see some of this information yourself and make a conscious effort to get active in the communities that you live in, because each one of us lives in a different state. Okay, Cullen, you're in Alabama, I'm in Georgia, and DeCarlo, you're in Arkansas. And I know that there are other people who are on this call who are in other states. Definitely start getting involved. Find out what's happening in your community, because the one thing that I think we miss is the fact that our tax dollars are paying these folks salary. And we are voting some of these people in who are making these hiccups and these faux pas purposely, right? And so I that's where I'm kind of confused at. Honey, I'm paying your bills and you treat me like what? Oh no, I can't even get on down. I can't get down. I can't do it. Yeah. So the next topic that we want to cover, and guys, we do have to move on because we try to keep it under an hour. We try. I don't know if we're gonna make it tonight. And thank you so much. So first of all, once again, you are taking a listen and a watch to Cullen's Corner Hot Topics. This is the second show for 2020. Thank you so much for tuning in. Go ahead and like, comment. You can share if you want to be a part of the video conversation. Let us know in the chat, and we'll be able to bring you onto the screen so you can be a part of the conversation as well. All right. So what is our next topic? Ooh, what about this one? HBCU vaccine invites. Y'all, I know we done heard about this one. So let me read. This blows my mind. So this came out on September 2nd at Dillard and Xavier Universities. So it says, dear students, staff, and faculty of Dillard and Xavier Universities, our communities have been hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic with harrowing consequences for the lives and health of our fellow citizens. Overcoming the virus will require the availability of vaccines effective for all peoples in our communities, especially our Black and Brown neighbors. Phase 3 vaccine trials have begun across the nation, including in New Orleans. It is of the utmost importance that a significant number of Black and Brown subjects participate so that the effectiveness of these vaccines be understood across the many diverse populations that comprise these United States. Oh, that sounds so beautiful. Yes. We, the presidents of Dillard and Xavier, are already participating in the Ochsner Medical System's current vaccine trial. As part of the study, we have received our injections and have been monitoring and reporting any symptoms and side effects. Upon our enrollment, we were fully informed, and any possible risks that would exclude us from the study were disclosed, and we are both well. We appeal, listen closely, y'all, we appeal to the students, faculty, staff, and alumni of Dillard and Xavier and our sibling institutions to consider participating in this trial or others being conducted. The people and communities we serve look to us as an example. Our participation in such studies will help find ways to better fight the pandemic. We remember the Tuskegee syphilis study, which misused and caused harm to African Americans and other people of color, undermining trust in health providers and caretakers, which is a really big thing. And I'm going to stop there because I could go on and on. It's a pretty long letter. So here's where I want to kind of ask this question, y'all. After what happened with the Tuskegee experiment, and even with radiation therapy that was used on young children, and even for people that were in my family that were impacted. I have an aunt who was part of an experiment for children who had asthma when she was a very small child. And they ended up doing serious hack job damage to her that impacted her for the rest of her life. So how do we as a community come together and support a vaccine from the overall enlarged medical community that, one, doesn't listen to Black women, don't believe that we have feelings, right? We are not listened to. Black folks don't trust. And y'all know, honey, we could be laid out, about to die, taking our last breath, and we're not going to the hospital. We're not going to the ER. So how do we get people to be a part of this? And should we trust this vaccine invite?
Whoa. Okay, so, you know, I go back and forth with this because in the end, we're going to need a vaccine, right? In the end, unless we get a vaccine, this virus is going to go on. And, you know, we can't do this herd immunity thing because that's going to kill too many people. So
right.
The big factor is trust. You know, and it's a stigma, especially in the Black community, that they don't trust white doctors, right? Because not only because of Tuskegee, but because of stuff that you heard from your parents and their parents and their parents' parents. You know, which in a sense has hurt us because it hurt us because we as a Black people don't go to the doctor. We die, and we can actually piggyback on the Black Panther as well. He got you know, the colon cancer. That made me want to go get screened because he was 39 when he got colon cancer.
Yeah.
And I started looking at the statistics, and they said that a Black person will die from this 50% of the time more than a white person. That's crazy.
But why do you think that is, though?
Because I think it's because, like I said, it's because of trust. Because people don't trust the institutions because of what they've been taught, of what's been handed down and what they see. And so, because I want to, you know, I'm a believer in going and getting tested and getting this vaccine done, but you got to be able to trust who's telling you too. The people that are writing that wrote this letter, why didn't they send it to PWIs?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Don't just send it to HBCUs. Send it to everybody. Say, you know what? Not only our sister, universities are taking it, but our brother and sister PWIs are doing it as well. That's how you build trust in this trial and what's going to happen, because we're going to need it.
Yeah.
So we have to find a way to stem this trust, because in the end, we're going to need this, whatever vaccine, if it's done the correct way and not rushed, we're going to need the vaccine to get through this. And so, I mean, it's hard, Paulette. It's hard to. We're all over the place with this.
Yeah. I don't know. We have a medical doctor who is on staff full time, and she was telling us a couple of days ago how people are literally, they're literally at, I think she said 5,000 who have agreed to be a part of the first trial run. And that's not even a quarter of the people that they need so that they can do proper measurements.
They need like 30,000 or something?
Yeah, they need a large number, and people just are not going for it. They're not buying it. And they are asking that people of color, mainly Black folks, go and be a part of the trial. And, I don't know if I have a clear understanding as to why they need to have people of color. And it's probably because the larger population, Black and brown, our Latinx folks, other people who are prone to not go to the doctor as quickly, need to have some kind of information or record or something for themselves and for their communities, so we know how to track how it's going. I'm not sure, but me personally, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't trust it. I honestly don't. What if you, and maybe I'm having a futuristic moment. What if you injected something else in me? I don't understand. What else?
Henrietta Lacks is what I think about when you say any type of vaccine that comes from the government. Let's name another one, Agent Orange during the Vietnam War. Let's go even further. The first stages of AIDS and HIV back in the 80s, those tests and those diagnoses wasn't that good, and that disease went out into a rampant. So you're telling me now we got a vaccine? Usually vaccines take like 3 to 4 years before it ever get cleared by the FDA. So you're telling me that you're going to have a vaccine in 11 months? No, I do not want to look at a TV commercial late at night while I'm sitting here trying to watch old cuts of BET, and I hear, "Do you have any symptoms that relate to taking this vaccine? Call 1-800-MY-BAD." And that's what I'm saying.
He said 1-800-MY-BAD. Yep.
My bad.
You're right, though.
That's what a problem. My biggest issue when I read the story is, why are you catering to HBCUs? What is wrong with the PWI? What is wrong with any all-white school? What is wrong with the white community altogether? I see where they was going, and I read deeper into it. They said there's a lot of cases that came in that were minority. A lot of them didn't even show up. They went to the free testing and stuff like that, so they couldn't get samples from African Americans to know how to project, because they know that our body and our gene pool is more sustained to different diseases than it is to white America. So I can understand that, but I still think about Henrietta Lacks. If people don't know the story about her, you need to research it. It is a powerful story where her stem cells were stolen by a hospital, and the family is trying to reclaim that because so many vaccines have came from her stem cells alone. So that tells you a lot right there. So no, you're talking to a man that don't even take hadn't took a flu shot in 8 years.
I've never had one. So I'm with you.
And I got away from it because I got sick every year. And then I decided 1 year not to take it, and I'm fresh as I want to be. And that doesn't make any sense. So that's my thing on it. I think we should be careful. I think we should read more into it first before we just sit up here and say, "Ooh, let me take the vaccine," because you don't know what's going to come from it.
So now, to your point, it's something that her name is, she's an amazing doctor. Her name is Dr. Andrews. She's amazing. She's really cool. She explained to me the way that vaccines work, because I said the reason why I don't take, the flu vaccine, I've never had one ever, as far as I know, in my adult life. So I said, everybody that I know that takes it gets sick. And so she goes, "Well, did they die?" I said, "No." She said, "Well, then it worked." And I was like, whoa, what are you saying? And so her whole thing is even if you get sick, then the vaccine did its job if you are still breathing. And that's the data that they go by. And so she explained, I'm going to try to remember how she explained, because I told her we were doing this show, and she explained to me that they're making simulated COVID-19 cells that are going to go in and break through the barrier and allow the red plasma cells to go in and kill the real cells. So it's just making a mock group of cells that can be killed off. And she said, if you get sick and you're alive afterwards, then it did what it was supposed to do. And I thought, well, damn, I don't know how I feel about that, because I thought it was supposed to keep you from getting sick. And she said, no, that is not the case. And that is one thing that I was kind of confused about. But I will talk to her, and I will because I'm sure I just told all that up what she just told me. But she broke it down and explained to me that, and she said, "But did you die? If you did not die, it worked." I was like, wow, that is crazy.
Well, see, I didn't know that, so I got to get sick so it could work. No, man, I'm sorry.
Right, I'm not with that. And to that, I don't even remember. Now, I've had a cold, or the past year or so, but I haven't been ill. So I can't really, and here's another thing.
Yeah.
So many people don't even know that they're positive with COVID-19 because they're asymptomatic, right? So, to that point, I think we also need to be careful when we're out in public. And I do want to touch on this. Y'all, when you out in public, please wear your mask. Please.
Yes.
Please wear your mask. Don't wear your mask down here.
Wear it for real.
Wear it over your nose and your mouth. Huh?
Even if they don't want to wear a mask, get a Jason mask. Act like you're in Friday the 13th. Put the whole thing on your face. Go get a football helmet.
Yeah.
I mean, just
absolutely.
anything. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, it is. And I think something else too, I say this at work all the time when I work with our new hires where I work, and I always tell them, when you're here, you will wear a mask, because if not, you could lose your job, right? And so it's like this. Even when we go in public, I don't know what you do when you're not around me.
Right.
I ain't with you 24/7. I don't know how you act when you at Walmart. If you believe that your civil liberties have been impacted because you got to wear a whole mask, your civil rights have been impacted. Oh no. We know what we're trying to do is make it easier for us to level the playing field when it comes to COVID-19. It's so deadly. Sometimes I go to Walmart, or I might, Walmart or Target or whatever, and I'm stepping outside and I take that mask off, and I'm like, we living in our last days, Jesus. I feel like I'm in like the Hunger Games or something, for real.
And people just don't realize how real it is. I mean, until it impacts you, until you have had friends or friends, loved ones passed away because of COVID-19. I think that's a lot of people, they don't take it seriously until it impacts them. Like with the vaccine thing, I actually am a proponent of vaccines. I believe in them. I've taken the flu shot probably for the last 10 years now, because I have asthma. I have really bad asthma. I've had asthma since I was born. And if I catch a cold, or Lord forbid, if I could catch the flu, I could die. And so the last time I caught the flu, I kid you not, I lost 30 pounds. I was on death's door. and then the doctor told me I got to start taking the flu shot. And every year, ever since then, I haven't gotten that sick because I've been taking, and I think it's because I've been taking the flu shot. And I haven't, I was getting sick all the time, but I've never gotten to I've never gotten sick to the point that I was back then. Because when you have asthma, you catch a cold, it opens your lungs wide open, and you can do whatever, anything can just attack your lungs, and that's what kills you. You know what I mean? And so that's my way of protecting myself. And I think when we're talking about vaccines, like I said before, it's hard because people don't want to trust. But we have to come to we have to see that they're not just promoting it to a certain. Unless you want people, if you want people to trust it, you have to spread it out, spread the love. Say, hey, you know what? We want everybody come in. And this is what we're going to do. Not just say, hey, why don't we just go to Africa and then use all these vaccine trials in Kenya and see what happens, or go to the Bronx to Harlem or the Bronx and say, you know what, we need 3,000 black men to come in and take this vaccine. You know what I mean? You can't do it that way.
Right. No,
I think it's the way they're promoting it. I think is all wrong. And of course, the man at the top is probably not a good stress reliever either, because he doesn't really believe in it. He's just wanting to get it because.
That's a whole conversation. Y'all ready for the next topic?
Let's talk about it.
Ooh, y'all. So, Cullen. Go ahead.
I know I mentioned his name, but Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, Black Panther. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was a movement, and again, get screened, black men, black women, get screened. I got a screening coming up. And I think it's about time that we do get think about our health, and not have that stigma of not going to the doctor. So I think
agree
we need to jump on it.
I agree. I agree. I didn't say I was going to participate, but I agree. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Hey. Okay. All right. So we want to definitely move on to the next topic because we are going to lead out tonight's show, showing paying homage to the brother. But you all brought something to the forefront. So we changed the topic for tonight to this particular one. And y'all share something with me that I was not aware of. See, this is what happened when you would work all day long. I don't get CNN alerts. I had to turn them off, right? So y'all, what is really going on with this? So you guys just told me that Bob Woodward has been having recorded conversation with number 45. I put number 45 because I don't even like to say the cat's name. Okay. Now that's just the truth. What has been going on, y'all? Please school me.
Well, he's been interviewing the president. They've been sitting down interviewing each other. He even said the president will call him in the middle of the night and just start talking, and just telling him stuff. Apparently, the president already knew that this was an airborne disease and how dangerous it was, but he kept it from the American people and downplayed it, and could have saved thousands of lives, hundreds of thousands of lives. But instead, he was more worried about the stock market and closing the economy instead of people's lives. Yeah. And his excuse was he didn't want to panic anymore. But you'd rather sacrifice American people and downplay it. But now look where we are. And I'm gonna say it right now. If this doesn't change people's minds, if this doesn't bring those Republicans around to say, you know what, I can't keep doing this for you. I need to distance myself.
Yeah.
I really need to get these people out of office because they should not be in this office if they cannot do the job that they were voted in the office to do.
Right.
American people. They're not protecting American people. He's saying that people that die in war were losers. That if that wasn't enough, and now you're hearing this, it's like a 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
And they're saying this is just the tip of the iceberg. As far as those, they just gave us a snippet of what was.
Wait a minute. Hold up, y'all. So while Cullen is talking, I'm researching what this dude. Okay, wait. So hold on.
Tip of the iceberg.
This is ridiculous. So this guy basically said President Donald Trump admitted he knew weeks before the first confirmed U.S. coronavirus death that the virus was dangerous, airborne, highly contagious, and more deadly than even your strenuous flus, and that he repeatedly played it down publicly, according to legendary journalist Bob Woodward in his new book, Rage. Now, he told Woodward on February 7th, "This is deadly stuff." In a series of interviews with Woodward, Trump revealed that he had a surprising level of detail about the threat of the virus earlier than previously known. Pretty amazing, Trump told Woodward, adding that the coronavirus was maybe 5 times more deadly than the flu. So wait a minute. You mean to tell me that this guy knew, first of all, that his admissions are in stark contrast to his frequent public comments that he was having in regards to what he was telling the public, how he was communicating it, how he was telling people to take hydroquinone or whatever the heck that stuff was, how he was talking about asking people to, do bleach or can they drink bleach. And you don't say stuff like that to the American people because some people are so blind to leadership that they will follow whatever you say. Exactly. And so this guy, knowing the kind of power that he had, not only was saying stuff like that, but I also understand that in this book by Woodward that's called Rage. If you guys, I can't wait to read this. I might have to get the audio book if it,
you're gonna have to read this book.
Yo, like this is crazy, huh?
And that's where the issue lies with us as we go into a later topic that we're gonna go. I hope we get a chance to go back into. That's the problem with our country right now, and you still have people trying to get on boats and crap. I really was about to say something else. Get on boats, ride bikes. Things like this to support this man. Why? And I asked the person, I went to a Trump supporter that I know real well, and I asked him, what is your reason? Because he's for the American people. I said, for who? The 1%. That's all he cares about.
All he cares about.
The 1% and Ivanka Trump, his daughter. That's it. He don't care about none of us. That's the problem. And I read that today, and I'm saying, watch, you still got stupid white people, and I'm saying, and dumb black folks that's sitting up here that want to vote for this man because they want a cookie. It doesn't matter. This man is a threat to our society. I don't care if you're a red state or blue state. He is our threat. He is our problem. And I got a feeling that if he is, I hate to say it, if he wins this election, this is not going to be the end of issues that come within the next 4 years. That's going to carry over to the next president.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people sit up here and talk about, well, I'm not voting for Joe Biden or Kamala Harris because of their background and where they come from and why they put African Americans in jail and stuff like that. Well, let's think about what all those African Americans did during those times. Oh, let's see. Kamala Harris dealt with gangbanging and drugs in California, which was a big issue. Joe Biden was at a time when the drug war was extremely high, which I don't agree with the 3 strikes and you're out thing, but you got to understand where we was at in the climate of the 80s and the 90s. So that was the issue. But you got people, now they understand what they did, how they did it. So now they're trying to fix their issues.
Exactly.
What person don't? Well, we have a tyrant in the president's chair right now that's making a mockery of this seat. And he's up for a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, and I heard he's up for a Nobel Peace Prize. I saw that breaking story today. So y'all, I ain't understanding where they're coming from. Yeah.
For skin,
he paid for
skin problems.
I don't know. This dude, I don't know how he could have paid for it, Cullen. Like, I don't get it. This dude, it blows my mind. So the book is called Rage. It's by Bob Woodward. And to your point, DeCarlo, you're right. We have to get out. We got to vote. I'm hearing a lot of people, like some of our celebrities and stuff like that, that say, well, what's in it for the black man? What's in it for the, first of all, y'all gonna mess around. And since so many of us are so influenced by leadership, you're gonna mess around and you are going to get people to not vote at all. Exactly. And that's gonna be the issue. Yep.
I saw a comment on Facebook, and I wish I was bold enough to blast this dude, but I'm not. I ain't gonna do that to him. But I read a comment from a guy I know real well, and he said off his head, he is not voting in this election because there's no qualified candidate for this position. Yes, there is. I'm qualified better than Donald Trump, and I got 2 baby mamas.
You know what?
He'd rather have the guy that don't care about him, that's all he cares about is money, that want everything to go into the ground. You'd rather keep him in office instead of making the change and hope for the best.
Right.
I don't understand this. This is
concern.
So we know that we've got these tapes out there, and again, I'm gonna if we can just take some time and share some of this information to the Brownstone Center. Y'all head over to the Brownstone Center after the show and read some of this stuff if you haven't heard about this, because like I said, DeCarlo and Cullen told me about this while we were prepping for the show, and I was like, what in the hell? Oh, that's gotta be a topic. Because I literally cannot believe that this dude is still in office. This is criminal. For you to hold this kind of information, you mean to tell me that he's not being held to a higher standard than what we're currently holding him to, where he's teased people that are disabled, where he has mocked and said today, I understand, that he doesn't need to understand the Black experience. That's not what,
in one of his tapes.
But they want him, these sorry people that don't know a thing about what it means to be in an election. Well, we had peace for the, I'm sorry, let me say this. I give more credit to George W. Bush now than I did when he was in office.
You're right.
If I see him, I would shake his hand and say, you know what, sir, I truly apologize to you. Because
I never thought I would miss somebody like George W.
I would tell him, yes, I was that guy that laughed at you when that shoe whizzed by your ears.
Yes.
I remember that day. So I want to apologize to you now because this orange toupee wearing, I almost went there, has really took it too far. Okay,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. That's what this is about. This is about, letting people know what's going on, how you feel, those kinds of things. That's important because there are other people out there that feel exactly the same way that we do. And you know what? Can I just keep it 100 since we all up in here? It's just us up in here. So here's the thing. I will be very honest with you. I am voting for who I want to vote for to get that joke out.
Yeah.
We cannot afford another 4 years of this. We cannot. It seems as if internally, every time I see the news, there's another protest. There's more shooting. There's more violence. There's more of this. There's more of that. I'm looking at the fact that, when I started trading and my money, y'all, let's even talk about that. Your savings and your mutual funds and all that other stuff. And I'm like, Lord, I don't need to trade nothing else today, because every time he opens his mouth, the stock market is literally waiting for him to say shit. Yes, I said it. And either it's going to tank or it's going to rise. And I can't live on the edge like that. My heart, I'm a little old now. I can't be doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what, Paulette, and that's the thing. He's so enamored with the stock market, but 95% of the people don't even have stock.
No.
The 1%, all his buddies have all this money in the stock, and the stock market is like been kicking butt, but everybody else is like this. The regular folks, we ain't got no money, we ain't got no jobs. You know what I'm saying? But all you're seeing is this economy. The economy is great because the stock market great. No, the stock market.
But is it really great though? Think about that. There is people.
The stock market and the economy are two separate things.
Yeah.
Two separate entities.
It is.
The economy is
you don't see it now. You're going to see it in a few months.
If you're invested in certain things, the stock market is great. The economy is crap.
Yes.
Yeah.
The economy is suffering. And if you look, you can look at it from your everyday. Think about the mall, and I'm gonna use that as a prime example.
Okay.
Your favorite stores are shutting down left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Express, Victoria's Secret is getting ready to close down a whole bunch of stores. Things like that. Yeah, you're gonna have to order your drawers online. But this is what I'm saying. We're looking at it. I'm looking at it from a retail side of it because that's a business that I really and truly know. You're seeing these businesses that's been thriving for so long steady declining, and it's affecting. If you're not an online shopper, it's going to affect you in a major way. Because if you're old school, like someone like me, you love trying on your clothes, you love trying on your shoes. Now, if you order something online and you're not used to sitting up here going up to get another UPS sticker to put back on the package,
you're right.
Back to the store. Then you gotta wait till UPS receive it, and then wait for the company to get a notification before you get your money back. Yeah. We ain't used to that. We used to go to Walmart with the receipt, with our stuff in our hand, saying, "Here, this shit don't work," and now give me my money back.
Right.
Order Amazon. You don't even gotta package it up. Just take it to UPS. They'll package it for you.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's where our issue is. We got to understand that the stock market is great, and I see a lot of people, and I'm learning it myself, knowing how to switch their money up or switch their stock to certain things to make it work for them. But the economy is suffering. Hamburger meat in Arkansas now is almost $8 a pound.
Good God Almighty!
That should tell you something right now.
We'll have a whole bunch of vegetarians at the wow.
I'm about I'm almost there. I am 2 chicken nuggets away from being a vegan.
That's 2 chicken nuggets. Oh my God.
So we have to look at it from the standpoint, and it goes into, what we was talking about before. The people that we put in place, and it starts locally first.
Yes.
We have to start looking at the local elections first. But we have to have people that's going to educate on local elections, because we too busy worrying about the next 4 years.
Yep.
We're not worried about the 2 years that's spent in the state senate. We're not worried about the 4 years that's a mayor, or the 4 years that's the sheriff of a certain county if you live in the state of Arkansas. City officials in different cities and stuff like that. We have to start locally first. And until we decide to start voting locally, we're still going to be the same predicament.
Yep, I agree. And right there, we're going to end that.
I just want to say, y'all, 190 and counting, 190,000 deaths.
Yes.
Just think about that.
A meter on CNN. Ain't that a shame?
190,000 and counting. That's a shame. Could have been presented. It could have been prevented. If he just said something.
Yeah.
And we need to know that. We do. And unfortunately, we have to move to the last topic of the evening. We want to show some love to this brother for a couple of minutes. And that's Chadwick Boseman, our superhero extraordinaire who gave us Black Panther. He breathed life into him on the big screen. And for yet a moment, we believed that we too could be superheroes.
Yes.
And even in his illness, 4 years, he gave us movies and he was sick the whole time. So the question that I have for our audience this evening is this. First of all, we pay homage to him. Second of all, shout out to all of the amazing people who are still walking, doing, living, existing their lives while ill. And we got nerve enough to be upset when our toenails hurt. We don't want to get up and go to work. We don't want to see whether or not we can be our greatest selves. And I'm saying all of this because these are conversations that I've had with Paulette, right? So in the midst of all of that, it humbled me to help me to realize, what are you doing, girl? This is me talking to myself in the mirror. What are you doing to be your best self? And that's not for everybody, right? So I'm not putting anybody down that didn't have that mindset when you found out how ill he was. But I wanted to come on and really just discuss that for a little bit. And that was my takeaway. So if you start seeing me doing more shows, if you start seeing me really start promoting KCCR Radio a hell of a lot more, if you start seeing me saying, y'all, come on, let's rock. If you're ready to go, come on, let's get it. Then that's one of the reasons why. Because right now, there are no excuses. Because tomorrow is not promised. He was younger than me. He was younger than you, Cullen. I don't know. He might have been your age, DeCarlo.
But my age.
Yeah. So here's the thing. What do we do with the time that we have left, with every dream, with every idea, with every thought that we ever had? How do we become the superheroes of our own lives? That's the question that I want to leave with.
You just gave me some chills. I'm telling you.
You did too. I have to say that.
My spirit. Y'all didn't see that coming.
And this is just God bless him, because he gave me one of my favorite movies, and that's 42, the story of Jackie Robinson.
Yes.
A lot of people forget about that. That was a powerful movie that he did. Also, Thurgood Marshall and Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget about Get On Up, where he really brought out James Brown. But the one movie that people, if you get a chance to see, and this is where it shows his range, he played a college football player in this movie called Draft Day. And if you get a chance to watch it, it's very, very good. And you can tell his range from that to where he was before he passed. So, and 22 Bridges, another great movie.
Gods of Egypt too. He played a really small role in there.
And I'm gonna tell you, I saw, what's that movie that's on Netflix? It's 2 movies that's on Netflix that I just saw. Well, I've seen this one. It's called Message to the King, where he's an African guy looking for his sister in the U.S. So that was really good. And then the one that he did, it was a Spike Lee movie. I think it was the last film that he did. With Orlando. Yeah, The Five Bloods. So that was really good as well.
And
really,
if anybody get a chance to see that, that is a great movie. But quick note about Message to a King. He was filming that movie while he was filming Black Panther. So the accent, if you listen to the accent, it's still the same accent from Black Panther.
Yeah.
You never know what people are going through. And people were, talking about him when Jackie Robinson, when he came on one of his last little videos that he did. He did like he was lost a lot of weight, and people were trying to talk about him. You know what they're going through. And now they looking crazy. And you never know what someone's going through and what their challenge is right now. You know,
Yep.
so I'm like you, Paulette. You know, that made me think the things that he did in 4 years. I haven't done in my entire life.
Come on.
You know, and for him to do that in those 4 years, knowing that he could possibly be dead, and he said, "I'm gonna give it my best until the Lord called me," and he did everything he could while in pain, and made me, hey, like I said, it made me think twice about, you know what, I need to get screened.
Yeah,
it's bringing more awareness. My doctor even said the tragedy of his death is bringing more awareness amongst African Americans, and you know, and unfortunately, it's one of those things where, you know, people don't like to talk about, but it's the truth. It's reality. And, you know, until it's too late, because that's why people are dying from colon cancer, because they wait till they're in stage 4 when there's nothing to do about it. And you know, and he was 39. It's another thing is, you know, they say that, you know, the screening of colon cancer, you're supposed to be 50, but the doctor was telling me that more people are catching it in their 30s and 40s, and insurance companies won't pay for it because they're thinking 50. So a lot of people are catching it and dying because they're catching it, and it's like maybe what happened with him. He probably had it, and it was kind of too late because he had it already. You know, because you're young.
When he found out, stage 3.
Yeah,
and so he was having multiple surgeries and things of that nature, and he kept going anyway. And even in the middle of that, he would go and see children who were ill in the hospital, and he would do charitable things. And I sit back and I think often, like I said, I think this was humbling for me, because I got to the point where I was like, you know, how dare I complain about anything that I said I wanted to do? How dare I complain about my personal situation when I have options and there are opportunities that are afforded to me that some people don't have access to? Technology has changed. We don't have to wait for anybody to give us the opportunity. We are sitting in it, and it is our choice what we choose to do with it, right? And so with that, I was like, wow, like, I'm humbled by that. And so every day is a learning lesson, I think, for every last one of us. But when Chadwick Boseman passed away, I'm telling you, I was like, Lord, oh, Jesus. I really did that. Like I knew this brother personally.
Yeah, it was like your brother or cousin died.
It was
a Kobe moment for me. It was. To wake up in the middle of the night and you see that on your screen. Yeah. And it's not like a Twitter account or anything. It's flashing on your phone. And that's just a wake-up call. But like you said, it does make you wake up in the morning and say, okay, what am I going to do today that I did not do yesterday that I could do better? And it was just making a phone call to that one person that you want to make it to, whether if it's, you know, visiting somebody that you need to visit, whether if it's getting up and taking that walk that you always want to walk, or like my crazy butt with a bum ankle trying to get out here and still play softball at age 42. You know, whatever it is that we have to do, let's do it. Stop complaining about it.
I agree.
Get up, get the strength, and let's go.
Yep, I 100% agree with that. That's so beautiful. So shout out once again to the lessons that we learned from Chadwick Boseman. We definitely wanted to end out the show with showing the brothers some love. And y'all, we 3 minutes over. So I don't know. But, you know, the thing is that we want to make sure that once again, you recognize, hey, to everybody who is paying attention to Cullen's Corner, we are actually playing live on 5 platforms right now. We're on Twitter, we're on Periscope, we're on YouTube, we're on 2 locations on Facebook, and also the show is actually being shared at this moment. Go ahead and like, comment, share. Go ahead and like the Brownstone Center while you are here. We're going to start doing some things there that you probably haven't seen in a while. So thank you for those people who have stuck around. KCCR Radio is up and running, y'all. And I know that Cullen and DeCarlo and Joe Brazil and Lamont Belton are ready to rock and roll, including KJ in the Hall and some other folks that I know are ready to get back on the ones and twos. There's been some major changes with KCCR Radio that you guys really should know about. And one is we are available everywhere. You can get us on Google Play. You can get us on, not Google Play, but what's that thing called in your house? What is that? Google Home. So we're there. So we're at Google Home. We're also on Alexa. You can find us on, of course, TuneIn. You can find us on, let's see, and you can actually connect us to your car radio. That is absolutely available. And I know that was something we were working on years ago. And so it's official. We do have the apps that are available. And I'm excited about that. And you'll be able to listen to shows, podcasts. You'll actually be able to see us because the video will be able to stream directly where you are. And the cool thing is that for each one of our air personalities, you guys are going to be able to broadcast wherever you are, which is really cool. You'll just hit your phone, log right in. So the technology has definitely kept up and caught up to where our vision was of KCCR back in the day. So that's really, really cool. And I'm excited about those changes. So where can you find Cullen? Cullen, where are you currently? Where can they find you?
I am on Instagram at Cullen's Corner and I'm also on Twitter at Cullen's Corner.
Okay, so I'm gonna put that in there. DeCarlo, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at DeCarlo_Collins. Instagram, DeCarlo versus D. That is my Instagram name. And on Facebook, you just find me at facebook.com/DeCarlo Collins.
Okay.
And real soon, I think I'm going to step my game up and get on Snapchat because I heard.
There you go.
I've been worried about Snapchat, but I said I'm going to give it a chance.
Might as well get on TikTok too.
No.
I ain't ready for that yet.
You ain't ready for that?
No, that's not my level.
I can't with y'all. So this has been really cool, and thank you to the people that have tuned in and listened and watched this particular show. Don't forget, this will be available via podcast as well on Apple Podcasts, so you'll be able to check it out there. But then also on KCCR Radio, we just it's going to go back to its regular time on KCCR. You'll be able to check that out. I'm going to start sharing the QR code as well before the apps are done, so that we can go ahead and get you guys to start listening. Right now, it's total music rotation. That is it, right? But we're excited to share that with you guys and let you know that you can definitely listen to KCCR Radio, Brownstone Center, what's going on behind the scenes. And then lastly, you can check out itsthesundaybrunch.com, and that will take you directly to everything that is your girl Paulette right now, okay? That is the current show. It will take you to the video show called What's for Brunch. We do that live every Sunday, and it will tell you exactly where you can hear the show. So go ahead, like, comment, share this particular show for Cullen's Corner Hot Topics. And Cullen, as always, we like to lead out with you, but DeCarlo, if you have anything lastly that you want to say to the audience, by all means.
Let it go. Hey, God bless y'all. See y'all in a couple weeks or whenever we do the show again. But remember, get out, register to vote, please. Yes. Wherever you are, please register. Let's get this done so we can be ready for November 3rd. And if you feel like it, take your butt there early so you won't be having no excuses on November 3rd.
And
October, and I think it's the last weekend of October where you can start early voting registration. I mean, early voting.
It is. Don't let your job be a deterrent. By law, they have to let you off to vote. That is all.
And it's a 3-hour window, and they treat it like you're at work.
Also, if you one of those people that can vote absentee ballot, go to the website. You can do a PDF, fillable PDF, print it up, throw it in the mail. I just printed mine up today. I'm going to mail mine out so I can get my ballot. If you are one of those people that just You want to make sure you vote, but you want to make sure you don't get sick going to the polls, but get your vote in because it's important. This is probably one of the most important elections of our lifetime right now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think you people need to take it seriously. We have the perfect candidate, but the candidate that's in the office right now ain't for us.
No. And when you say us, I know you're just not talking about Black and brown folks. You're talking about the people.
The people.
And I understand fake news and all that other stuff, and we could spend another 20 minutes talking about that. But you got to look at the facts, and that is why y'all, when this is over, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna read this stuff by CNN, and I want to see what in the world, what got voted into office.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all we got tonight. We will be back.
I got one more thing to say.
Yes, go ahead. They
need to arrest Breonna Taylor's killers, by the way, y'all. So
let's
get this done. It's been too long.
Yes.
Too long. What are they waiting on?
Yes, arrest Breonna Taylor's killers. The cops that killed. I'm gonna put that on the bottom so we can lead out with that.
Amen.
Boom. Let's leave with that. You guys, it's been real. I want to make sure that you know we are here. We're going to be back. And you come on and join us. Make sure we'll be back in 2 weeks. And Lord have mercy, with everything that's going on, hell, we might have to, but we're going to get there. Too much going on. We're going to have to get up to it. Yes, it's too much going on. But in between, it's too much, y'all. It is. So once again, it is. So y'all, one other thing I want to definitely do is let you know that you should check out Joe Brazil at Joe Brazil. He does the Joe Show. What days are they? Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I think it is.
Monday, Wednesday. Yeah, at 7 a.m.
Yep. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can check out the Joe Show. He is doing his thing for the Arkansas area, but then he also is such a positive show that you definitely check it out. And he always says this: if you woke up, you won.
There you go.
And I really, really like that. So I definitely wanted to show their brother some love for tonight. So y'all, it's been real. I will see you all on the next edition of Cullen's Corner Hot Topics in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Peace, y'all.
Talk to y'all later.
Bye.